Welcome to our channel. In this session, we will discuss the concept of pipelining. Pipelining is simply the process of decomposing a sequential task into different sub-operations and each sub-process executed in a segment. For example, this is segment 1, this is segment 2, this is segment 3. So, I have a sequential task. My task is divided into different sub-operations. Each sub-operation is executed in a corresponding segment and all the segments are executed concurrently. That is parallelly. That is called pipelining. In the simple term, pipeline is a collection of segments through which the binary information flows. And each segment is associated with registers. Generally, each segment is associated with a register and it is also contains a combinational circuit. Registers are used to hold the data. Combinational circuit is to perform the operation in a segment. In a simple example, for example, you have a large task. Instead of doing the large task sequentially, my task is divided into multiple subparts. Each segment perform that partial operation. So for understanding this one, we will consider one example. So consider one example how pipeline is implemented. An example is some AI into BI plus CI. Okay, so here what I am doing, multiplication and addition for I is equal to 1 to 7. That is A1 into B1 plus C1, A2 into B2 plus C2. The operation is repeated 7 times. Clear? Now, how this operation is divided into segments and what happens on each clock cycle. Clear? First, for this, I am taking the first AI is copied into some register R1. The first step, AI is copied into register R1. Similarly, BI is copied into register R2. Once I am getting these two values, then what you are doing? You are doing multiplication. So, multiplier. After that, so once the multiplication is completed, the result is copied into some register R3. Along with we have one more register, that is register R4, which loads the value CI. Finally, what is the step? Addition. So we have an adder circuit. It takes these two. Finally, the result is copied into R5. Now consider this example. How many segments we have? Segment in the sense one device, that is one partial operation. Up to now, this is segment 1, this is segment 2 and the result is copied to R5. This is segment 3. Now whatever the example we consider, what happens on each clock pulse, that is how the data of the registers are changed. Now understand clearly. So clock cycle, segment 1 contains register R1 and R2. Segment 2 contains register R3, R4 and segment 3 contains register R5. In the first clock cycle, what happened? A1 is copied into R1, B1 is copied into R2. So A1, B1. In segment 1, this copy operation is performed. What happens in the remaining? Multiplication is not at all performed. After the copy only multiplication. After this only addition. So, in the first clock cycle, the remaining segments are free. Coming to second clock cycle. In the second clock cycle, what happened? This R1 value and R2 value are moved to the circuit multiplier. Here the multiplication is performed. Now the multiplication result is copied into R3. Along with C1 is copied into R4. So what happened? In R3, the multiplication of A1 and B1 is performed and that is copied into R3 and C1 is copied into R4. There is no work of addition. Here what happened? Anyway, R1 and R2 move to this one. Now these two registers are free. Now A to B2. Now you understand parallel processing. The output of the first segment is moved to the next segment. Parallelly, the first segment is some other task. So now if you understand, move to the third segment. Here what happened? Third segment addition is also activated. Here what happened? A1 into B1 plus addition is also performed and the result is copied into R5. Now what is the R3 and R4? Previous R1 and R2 move to multiplier, that is move to R3. So obviously A2 into B2, here C2. Now this is A3, B3. By the end of 3 clock cycles, one complete operation is performed. Remember, it is a 3 segment example. By the end of 3 clock cycles, one operation is performed. And if you observe carefully, segment 1 copy this operation, segment 2 doing this operation, segment 3 doing this operation. All the segments works in parallel, cooperating each other. That is, parallel processing is achieved through pipelining. Now, so continue the remaining until completion of 7. Suppose here A4, B4, A3 into B3, C3, A2 into B2 plus C2. In the next clock cycle, A5, B5, and these two are moved to the multiplication A4, B4, C4, A3 into B3 plus C3, and A6, B6, A5, B5, C5, A4 into B4 plus C4. In the 7th clock cycle, A7, B7, A6 into B6, C6, and A5 into B5 plus C5. Now observe, in the 8th clock cycle, all my 7 inputs are completed. Now segment 1 is not doing any task. Segment 2 is A7 into B7 and C7, and this is A6 into B6 plus C6. In the 9th clock cycle, this is empty, and here A7 B7 operation is also performed. Finally, the task is A7 into B7 plus C7. This is an example of how a 3-segment pipeline works. Each clock cycle, the content of the registers are changed. If you observe, each clock cycle, the content of the register is changed. Now, consider a general consideration how a segment is represented. I think this example is clear. Move to a general considerations of a 4-segment pipeline and how the tasks are executed in the 4-segment pipeline. We will move. So, a general consideration of a 4-segment pipeline. Generally, the segments are represented like this. This is segment 1 followed by some register R1. Similarly, segment 2 followed by some register R2. Segment 3, some register R3. Segment 4, register R4. Now, each register is associated with a common clock. Each register is associated with a common clock. This is first input to the segment 1 and this is output. Now what happened? First input is provided to the segment 1. It contains some combinational circuit, perform the partial operation in the segment, and the result is copied into R1. So the registers here are used to store the temporary results. Now the R1 is moved to segment 2. Here also perform the same operation. We already discussed what happened in the previous example. After completion of all the segments, whatever we are getting, that is the final result. For understanding this one, we are using space time diagram. How the tasks are executed, we can represent by using space time diagram. Assume we have 6 tasks, T1 to C6, 6 tasks are there. Now, segment 1, segment 2, segment 3, segment 4. So, in the first clock cycle, task T1 is enter into segment 1. So, the remaining all are empty. Suppose in the second clock cycle, what happened? Task T1 is moved to segment 2 and T2 appear here. Got it? Level by level. Now in the third clock cycle, T1 is moved to segment. Here T2. Now T1 is allocated with a new segment. In the fourth clock cycle, T1, T2, T3 and T4. Now coming to fifth clock cycle, if you understand carefully, after completion of 4 clock cycles, my task is completed. In the previous example, after completion of 3 clock cycles, my task is completed. What is the difference? If it is a 4 segment, after completion of 4 clock cycles, your first operation is completed. In the previous, that is a 3 segment, because after completion of 3 clock cycles. Clear? Now, in the fifth second, what happened? T5, T4, T3, T2. Suppose in the next clock cycle, T6, T5, T4, T3. In the second clock cycle, assume I have the task from T1 to T6. You can take any number of tasks. That is not a question. Suppose T7, T6, T5, T4. In the 8th clock cycle, sorry, here T7 is not there. So this is empty. I am taking up to T6, this is empty. Here what happened? T6 and T5. Here in the 9th clock cycle, what happened? T6. Now the total 9 clock cycles are taken. So we form a relation. Assume if you are taking a k segment pipeline, how many clock cycles are required for the completion of first task? Assume Tp is the time for 1 clock cycle. The first task is completed by k into Tp. Suppose k value is 4. 4 into, assume each one Tp is equal to 4 seconds. Tp is equal to 4 seconds plus the remaining task for each, after this, for each cycle, that is for each clock cycle, one more task is completed. So the remaining, this is the formula for how many tasks are completed in a given clock cycles. For example, in this example, what is the k value? K value is equal to 4. Assume Tp is equal to 1. What is n minus 1? N in the sense the number of tasks. So I have 6 tasks. 6 minus 1. So 4 plus 5, that is 9. Now if you understand carefully, how many clock cycles are required? 9 clock cycles, my tasks are completed. Clear? This is the concept of pipelining. So a sequential task is divided into subtasks. Each sub-process is executed in the dedicated segment that operate concurrently with other segments. That is the concept. Thank you.